Hello. Dear students, Jai Hind, very good morning. Welcome back to our e-learning program. In today's lecture, as you all know, we have covered or you are explained 5 chapters as a syllabus of the first term. Chapter number 1, 2, 3, 5 and 10. Those 5 chapters were included in your first term evaluation. In the second semester, we have included rest of the chapters. That is chapter number 6, chapter number 7, chapter number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All chapters are included in your second semester evaluation. Now, dear student, in today's lecture, we are going to start a new chapter, chapter number 12. This particular chapter, which I am starting just now, is very, very important for you because we are following the Prachi textbook. The portion has been designed in such a way that if any one chapter you do just now, it is going to give you a lots of benefit in ninth standard and 10th standard. The chapter number 12, which we are going to start today, has been titled Introduction to Graph. The title of the chapter is Introduction to Graph. In this particular chapter, dear student, we are going to study graph paper in detail. And as I sent you already a message that before you start attending this lecture, you should have graph book or graph paper with you so that you can understand this chapter in quite detail. Okay? And why this chapter is very important? Because in upper standard, that is in ninth standard, you will again have one more chapter regarding coordinate geometry. That's the title you will have in ninth standard. You will also have linear equations in two variables regarding graph in ninth standard. And in again in 10th standard, you will have a particular chapter named coordinate geometry. So, dear student, what is my suggestion is you need to concentrate and you need to clear your fundamentals, understand, so that this will help you a lot understand in ninth standard and even in 10th standard. Now, one more thing, dear student, you all must have the graph paper with you. We cannot represent the graph paper on the board, but I will draw two lines here. Understand, you have to consider that those lines are my graph paper. You are already with graph paper, okay? So, dear student, today you are attending lecture number 1, okay? Lecture number 1 in new chapter, chapter number 12. And what is the title of the chapter? Introduction to Graph. That's the title of the chapter. Okay. Introduction to Graphs. Okay. That's the title of the chapter. Introduction to Graphs. But what I am suggesting is that today's lecture, we are not going to discuss about the graph. But what is my target in today's lecture is that I want to give you a complete idea regarding the graph paper. Our today's lecture is totally confined only for one particular area, that is understanding graph paper first. Okay, so dear student, our today's target is just to understand, okay, understanding graph paper, okay. That's our target in today's lecture. Now, dear student, as you all know, you have at home when you are attending this particular lecture, you all have graph paper with you. You have to concentrate while I explain the lecture. Understand, I am drawing two lines here, and you will consider the region inside those lines as my graph paper. You have a graph paper where there are marking in boxes. Understand, you have the graph paper, and we are going to explain it how you are going to utilize this graph paper. See, dear student, before we start, I am just drawing the two lines here, and you have to consider that inside the region of that will become my graph paper. Okay, suppose I draw one line here, right? So one line I have the you have the graph paper where you will see the green part and rest is the white part. You do not have to concentrate on that. The green part is our graph paper. Okay. On left side also I am going to mark, okay, one line that will demark the boundary of the graph paper for me, because I have to explain you the graph paper on the board. Okay. So, dear student, what you have to think, upper line I am not so necessary, but let us just mark it out. Okay. Upper line also, so that you will understand in detail that this is my graph paper. You already have a graph paper with you, but this is suppose my graph paper. Okay. So just you need to concentrate here. Rest is the white part. Understood? So that is not you have to worry about. This is called graph paper. See, you have graph paper with you at home. Here you will see this green region where there are bigger boxes, and in the bigger boxes there are 10 small boxes. You please verify. I'm going to explain it, okay? Here the white portion, here white portion, here white portion. That is the rest of the margin portion. What you need to concentrate is on the green region in the graph paper. That is we have to work about. Now, dear student, before we start explaining in detail about the graph paper, please concentrate here. First, you look at the graph paper properly. Your graph paper is divided into bigger boxes. Bigger boxes are further divided into smaller boxes. I just want to give you idea, like suppose, dear student, suppose if you see there this way, these are some hard lines, okay, and they are actually producing the bigger boxes. You please concentrate. I just want to give you an idea. Understand, in graph paper, you must be looking, you must have seen in graph paper. I am not drawing the total, but just I want to give you the glimpse of that. Okay, see, there are some bigger boxes. See, this way you can count the lines, whatever number of lines may be there. But there are some bigger boxes. Understand, like if you mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, you just count the number of hard lines, vertical hard lines and horizontal hard lines, which you can observe on your graph paper. You please just verify. There are some vertical straight lines and horizontal straight lines, little darker one. Understand, they are actually the main lines on your graph paper. Now, dear student, you must have seen that. You have graph paper already with you, so you just verify your graph paper. Understand, your graph paper on which we are going to work out is known by so many names. You can call it graph paper in common language. The same graph paper is also known as R2 plane. Why? That I will explain you. Okay? The same graph paper on which you are going to work is also known by one other name, that is called Cartesian plane. Okay, that's other name used for this. And the same graph paper on which you are going to work is also known as coordinate plane. Okay, there are these three words. Graph paper to already the common language you utilize. Understand, graph paper, either you call it graph paper, R2 plane, Cartesian plane, coordinate plane, all are same. Why the name Cartesian plane? Because the complete idea was given by a well-known mathematician Descartes. So the name is also Cartesian plane. Okay. Now, dear student, let us first because I am not going to draw the whole graph paper here. So some minute details of your graph paper I want to discuss with you here. See, there are hard lines, bigger boxes. Inside the bigger boxes, dear student, there are slim lines. You just try to understand. Understand? You must be observing. I am trying to just show you some slim lines. Inside every box, you see there, inside inside every box there are such lines, see, which is dividing the region of the box into 10 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You will see in your graph paper. I just want to give you the hints for that. Understand? You just look at the graph paper. I'm not showing in all box, but in every box there are such slim lines which divides this region of the box into 10 parts. Just look at that. Understand? Equally, there are horizontal line also. Understand, in the same way, dear student. But actually, it is dividing into 10 parts. That's clear. Such line you must be observing. Understand? You just have a look at your graph paper properly. This way, each box is divided into 10, uh, 10, 10 parts. Understand? You just have a look at your graph paper, dear student. Okay? So, first, our real target is to understand are two plane. What is actually graph paper is about, that is what we are going to understand. Okay, but for that purpose you need to have the knowledge of graph paper first. Understood, dear student? That's very very important for you to have a complete knowledge about the graph paper. This is my graph paper. Whatever work I am going to do, that is to be done here by me on the board, but you will do with me same on the graph paper you have. Okay, so dear student, coordinate plane, R2 plane, Cartesian plane, graph paper, whatever. Now first, what we are going to do, we are going to divide this graph paper into four parts by drawing arbitrarily in the middle. You do not have to go on counting the lines. Understand? Into four parts by drawing one vertical line and one horizontal line. Okay, dear student? So please, first you select. See, there is no need to such count 1, 2, 3, but arbitrarily in the middle, you will have to draw one line, and this line has to align. Please concentrate here. Has to align not with this line but with this hard line, that you need to be very conscious about. So please draw, understand, one vertical line with me. Okay, you are drawing on your graph paper, so you will have a lots of comfort Here I am drawing on the board, so it becomes little difficult for me. Okay, right, one horizontal line. Okay, and this horizontal line which I have drawn, and dear student, whenever you work on the graph paper, you do not have to go beyond the margin. Please be concentrate. Don't go out of this green part. That is, you should be very conscious about. Now put the arrow here, upper head arrow and lower head arrow. Okay. So this is one vertical line. This line has to align with this line, dear student. Please concentrate. This the suppose you are drawing the line, so it has to be this way. This is the correct way. Don't align with this inner linings. Okay. So we have drawn. See, I am not going to have this vertical line to be exactly in the middle, as I told you. Arbitrarily in the middle, select one line and draw it. And now, dear student, arbitrarily one horizontal line. Okay. This way, you also concentrate and draw with me. Right. One horizontal line. I am just extending it. Okay, here rightward arrow. I am extending this also up to this, and here also one arrow. So, dear student, here on the graph paper, what you can look, you need to concentrate here also. At the same time, you need to concentrate on your graph paper also. We have divided the given graph paper into four parts by drawing one horizontal line and one vertical line. Now, dear student, this horizontal line which I have drawn is known as this one is known as x-axis. Okay, dear student, please write down with me. Here, if I want to put x, I will put here x dash. This horizontal line is known as x-axis. The vertical line which I have drawn here, understand, is known as y-axis. Here, if I want to name this line, it can be called y dash. See, dear student, the graph paper given has been divided into four parts by drawing one vertical line and horizontal line. These two lines which I have drawn are actually, if you want to speak as combined name, they are known as coordinate axis. That's why the name is coordinate plane. What is the meaning of coordinate? That I will explain you. But these two are known as coordinate axis. Please try to understand this. Now, dear student, these two coordinate axes which we have drawn are intersecting each other at this particular point. If I just say it O, it is actually known as origin on the graph paper. Please note down origin. Sometime you may be asked in exam the intersection of x-axis and y-axis is known as dash. The intersection of x-axis and y-axis, which we also may call coordinate axis, is known as origin. Both the coordinate axes are intersecting at point O. So point O is known as origin. You understood this? Now, dear student, these two coordinate axes has divided the graph paper here into four parts. You have to move from here not clockwise but anti-clockwise. So this particular region, this one, is no means this graph paper is divided into arbitrary for equal region. Each region is known as quadrant. Okay, so there are actually four quadrants. The graph paper here is divided into four quadrants. This is called first quadrant. Okay, this is called first quadrant. Then, dear student, moving anti-clockwise, this is called second quadrant. Okay, moving anti-clockwise, this is called third quadrant. Moving anti-clockwise, this is called fourth quadrant. We are writing in Roman language. Okay, first, second, third, and fourth quadrant. You understand? So coordinate axis divides the graph paper into four quadrant. Now one more thing, dear student. You all have idea about the number line, where you are also representing real numbers on number line. So now, dear student, before we go for this, sometime, because I want to give you at the same time some idea in quadrant also. This is first quadrant. So actually all points in the first quadrant are in the interior of which angle? So dear student, angle is forming here. Name the angle. So first quadrant is the interior region of angle XOY. Clear? Or YOX. Now speak up with me. Second quadrant is the interior of which angle? Angle X dash O Y or Y O X dash. Third quadrant is the interior of angle X dash O Y dash or Y dash O X dash. This one. Fourth quadrant is the interior of angle X O Y dash or Y dash O X. This way, dear student, MCQs can also be designed that interior of which angle is the first quadrant X or Y. Interior of which angle is the second quadrant X dash or Y. interior of which angle is the third quadrant, x dash or y dash, interior of which angle is the fourth quadrant, x or y dash. This way MCQ can be designed. You understood this? So four quadrant, and now dear student, on each and every axis we are going to write real number, actually like you write on number line. Understand? Now dear student, starting from origin to this OX ray actually is known as positive x axis, where we are going to represent like you represent positive numbers. Understand? Starting from the end, dear student, here also be very conscious. When you write number, it has to align with the hard line. Understand? Suppose I write, suppose 0 is here. So I do not have to write 1 here anywhere. Here 1, here 2. Means your number has to align with the hard line. So let us write, here I write first number 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am just limiting here. If you have enough more space and boxes, you can continue 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, up to whatever boxes you have available. Okay. Now, dear student, this one OX dash, okay, is known as negative x-axis. So from the first box itself, you will start showing the negative number -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. If you have enough boxes, you can write more number also. There is no problem whatsoever. OY, this one, this is y axis. Okay. So OY, understood, is known as positive y axis, where you can show positive real numbers. Understand? 1, 2, 3, this way, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I have space, let me write some more number. No problem at all. Similarly, dear student, OY dash, this one, is known as negative y axis, where you will show negative number. Okay, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. Remember, dear student, the number has to align with the hard line. In between, there are 10 lines. Okay. So we have represented number. First, you please do this much. This is important. Always, whenever, see, I just erasing this. Now you all know about the axis and quadrant. Okay. So I'm just erasing only this particular words. Also, you if you want to erase, you can do, but with pencil only. That you need to be very conscious about. Okay. Right. Now you all know which is third quadrant, which is positive x-axis, which is positive y-axis, and all these things. Okay. Now, dear student, whenever you are asked that make your graph paper ready, this is what you have to do. Draw x-axis, y-axis, origin, represent positive number, negative number, positive number, negative number. Actually, this number which you are representing here are known as not they are not known by name number, but they are known as coordinates. What they are called? Coordinate. This number on x axis are called x coordinates. This number on y axis are called y coordinates. Understood? X coordinates and y coordinates. All number, these are positive x coordinate, these are negative x coordinate, these are positive y coordinate, these are negative y coordinate. Understand? This is what I have just given you idea regarding the graph. Understand? Always whenever you are asked or whenever you solve any example of graph paper, this is the way you have to prepare the graph paper. First you look at this. Now you understood why it is known as coordinate plane, because this number which you have represented on x-axis and y-axis are known as coordinate. That's why we call it coordinate plane. Cartesian, because Cartesian, the mathematician, give total idea. R2 plane, because there are two axes only, x axis and y axis. So it is also known as R2 plane. Okay. So dear student, first I am just erasing this data now. This is the graph paper ready in front of you. Okay. Graph paper is ready in front of you. And now, dear student, the very important point which we are going to discuss is understanding graph paper is over, and now how to, this is the main topic today, how to locate the point, how to locate the point on graph paper. This is what we are discussing now. You can see this first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. How to represent the point. Here I haven't utilized the word represent. I have utilized a particular word. How to locate the point. And this is very important for you to study. Okay. One by one, we are going to discuss at least 10 points. How to locate. Suppose, dear student, first point. Let us try to locate. Understand? See. The first point. I am just writing A. Name of the point is A, but dear student, try to understand. If you want to locate this point on the graph paper, you need to have the complete knowledge about its x coordinate and y coordinate. How to write? Suppose I write this way, 3, 5. How to speak first this point? You have to speak this way, A 3, 5. A, that's the label of the point, name of the point. In bracket, the first number always represent x coordinate. Second number always represent y coordinate. So point A has x coordinate 3, y coordinate 5. Where you will find the x coordinate 3? See here, this is x coordinate 3. First we just locate it. Y coordinate 5, this is y coordinate. X3, y5. Okay, x coordinate 3, y coordinate 5. Now what to do, dear student? Understand? Just try to understand this. X coordinate 3. See here. X coordinate is 3 and y coordinate is 5. Okay. Now from the x coordinate you have to draw one dotted line. Okay. See, I am drawing. You also please draw with me. From the x coordinate 3, draw one dotted line. Okay, dear student. And from y coordinate 5, also draw one dotted line. Both these dotted line are intersecting here, you see. From 3, from 5. And don't just mess up yourself that sir has told to draw dotted line. Don't go here because y coordinate is here. 3, 5. So this is the point. This way you can show, dear student. And after doing this, you can write this particular point. You can say it A, what is 3, 5. This is how you can locate the point. If you do not want to draw dotted line, you can arbitrarily also select yourself. Depends on you. There will be no compulsion for you to draw dotted line. That depends on you. Okay. Suppose, dear student, we take some another point. Suppose, let me take 4 point at least. Okay. See, suppose B minus 2 comma 6. Now can you say me point B, first number is called x coordinate, this is called y coordinate. This number you have to find on x coordinate, second number on y coordinate. So x coordinate is minus 2 here. Y coordinate is 6 here. Let us draw the dotted line from minus 2. One dotted line, and from 6 one dotted line. Both are intersecting here, and this becomes point B minus 2 comma 6. First you locate this and then we move still further, dear student. Okay. Now let us take one more point to represent. Suppose we take point C. I am writing the coordinates here minus 4 comma minus 5. What speciality you see in this, dear student? X coordinate minus 4, y coordinate minus 5. See here, here is x coordinate, okay, and this is minus 4 is the x coordinate, minus 5 is the y coordinate. Draw one dotted line from x coordinate and one dotted line from y coordinate. Both are intersecting here. So this becomes your point C. Minus 4 comma minus 5. Suppose, dear student, we take one another point. Okay, suppose I like suppose 3 comma minus 4. Okay, so can you guess now what is the x coordinate? 3. What is the y coordinate? Minus 4. So on x coordinate 3 here and on y coordinate minus 4 is here. This is very important for you to understand. X coordinate 3, y coordinate minus 4, one dotted line from x coordinate, one dotted line from y coordinate, both are intersecting here. So point D has been located on the coordinate plane with coordinate 3 comma minus 4. Okay, suppose, dear student, we take one another point. Suppose E, I say 5 comma 0. Can you tell me what is the x coordinate? 5. What is the y coordinate? 0. Now, dear student, be very conscious because x coordinate is 5. See here, but y coordinate is 0. So you do not have to worry about the y coordinate. This is the point already here. Means you understood this. See, all these points were lying inside the quadrant. Point A in the first quadrant, point B in the second quadrant, point C in quadrant, point D in fourth quadrant, but this particular point is not lying in any quadrant, but it is lying on the axis. This point E 5 comma 0 lies on which axis? X axis, because its y coordinate is 0. So whenever, dear student, still one more point let me take for your comfort. Okay, suppose f minus 3 comma 0. Please concentrate. For point f, x coordinate is minus 3, y coordinate is 0. So you just on the graph paper look for the x coordinate minus 3. You do not have to worry about the y coordinate. F minus 3 comma 0. What is the speciality of both the points? Both the points are lying on the x axis because they have y coordinate 0. Okay. Suppose, dear student, one more point let us take. Suppose G. Okay. If I write 0 comma 4, can you guess before me? X coordinate is 0, so you do not have to worry about the x coordinate. Y coordinate is 4. So where is the y coordinate 4 here? So this is your point. Understand, that is G 0 comma 4. It does not lie in any quadrant, but it lies on the axis. Understand? Any point which has y coordinate 0 will lie on the x axis. Any point which has x coordinate 0 will lie on the y axis. Understand? One more point, dear student. Suppose h 0 comma 0. Can you guess? X coordinate is also 0 and y coordinate is also 0. So this particular point is actually here h 0 comma 0. Actually it is the origin. Origin has x coordinate 0, y coordinate also 0. Sometime you may be asked in MCQs, which are the coordinates of x or origin 0 comma 0. X coordinate is also 0 and y coordinate is also 0. Okay. Now one more thing, dear student. Why point A is located in the first quadrant? Because both the coordinate are positive. X coordinate is also positive, y coordinate is also positive. So when both the coordinates x and y are positive, point will get located in first quadrant here. X coordinate negative, y coordinate positive. So in the second quadrant here, x coordinate negative, y coordinate negative. So third quadrant here, x quadrant positive, y quadrant, x coordinate positive, y coordinate negative. So in the fourth quadrant. So how you can remember this way? See, both positive first, both negative third, opposite. Negative positive second, positive negative fourth quadrant. This way you can remember how to decide. Sometime in MCQ you are asked, understand, in MCQ it is just a one line question. Understand, so for that purpose you may not be, you are not going to draw the whole graph paper. You just have to keep the graph paper in your mind actually, and from that you will decide easily. Understand? So you understood this? And just to sum up this fact, you can write this way, dear student. Suppose both coordinates positive. Can you tell which quadrant? First. Both coordinate negative. Can you call which quadrant? Third. Negative positive. Second. Positive negative. Fourth. This way you need to keep this constantly revolving in your mind. Both positive first, both negative third, x positive, y negative second, x negative, y positive in the fourth quadrant. What are the coordinates of origin? 0, comma 0. Any point which has y coordinate 0 will not lie on any quadrant, but it lie on x-axis. Any point which has x coordinate 0 will lie on y-axis. Understand? Suppose, dear student, one difficult one, if we target on the same graph paper I, x coordinate I take 3 upon 2, y coordinate I take x coordinate, let me take 7 upon 2, and y coordinate let me take 2. Okay, dear student, now see 7 upon 2. Here so we have represented only the integrals. Okay, but see 7 upon 2, if you just divide, you all know, understand, 2 3 are 6, 1, okay, 3 5 are 10, okay. Ultimately 7 upon 2 means 3.5. So x coordinate, here it is written in fraction, but actually it becomes 3.5. So where the 3.5 lie, please now come with me. First you come at 3. Okay. Between 3 and 4, there are 10 small lines. Okay. See, dear student, the first line is called 3.1, second line 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5. Exactly between 3 and 4, you will get 3.5. And y coordinate is 2. Okay, so you just draw the dotted line from 3.5 as well as from 2. So this is 3.5, one dotted line, and from 2, one dotted line. So this is actually the point of our interest, I, 7 upon 2 comma 2. Okay, dear student. So this way actually these 10 lines no are considered this way. After 3, first line 3.1, then 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9, and 4. After 4, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. This way you have to concentrate. So this is very important. And one more thing, dear student, for every point, suppose point A, 3 is x coordinate and 5 is y coordinate, but sometimes some other word are also utilized. For 3, it is also called abscissa, and 5 is called ordinate. So x coordinate is also given another name that is abscissa, and y coordinate is given other name only ordinate. Understand? So if I ask you that for this point, what is the abscissa and what is the ordinate? The abscissa 3 and ordinate minus 4. For this point, abscissa 0, ordinate 4. Understood? So this is, dear student, what was actually our target is to simply understand the graph paper. See, dear student, not only you have to understand how to locate the point on graph paper, but at the same time, you also need to understand to read the coordinate from graph paper. Suppose I am explaining you. Please concentrate. Suppose I draw one dotted line from here and I draw one dotted line from here. And suppose here the intersection. Suppose you are already in exam given the graph paper and you will see such dotted line and you are asked. Here I just write some point P, suppose. And if I ask you, what are the coordinates of point P? First, dear student, we understood when coordinates are given how to locate the point. Now it is totally reverse. How can you read the coordinates? See, dear student, this is the intersection of dotted line. So how to read this? The first, you see this vertical dotted line. It is intersecting x-axis at which particular number? 2. So 2 is called the x coordinate. See this horizontal line intersecting y-axis at this point, you call it y coordinate. So this way coordinate can also be decided Let us take one more for practice. Okay. Suppose I draw one dotted line here, dear student. Suppose one dotted line and one dotted line from here. And here, if I am asking you, okay, please note down the coordinates of this point. Suppose I say point Q. How will you go? First, see the horizontal line. Always you need to first concentrate on x coordinate. See, this is x coordinate minus 6 and this is minus 1. How will you write? Minus 6 comma minus 7. So dear student, you have to prepare yourself in both the way. Given points and given coordinate, you need to understand how to locate the point. But from the given intersection of two dotted line or maybe solid line, you also need to read. You need to read the coordinates also of the point. Understand? In both the way, you need to be smart to understand this. So, dear student, this is what we have understood in today's lecture. Today's lecture was completely for two topics only. Understanding the graph paper, you may call it coordinate plane, plane. Then graph paper divided into four parts by vertical line and horizontal line called coordinate x-axis and y-axis, where their intersection is known as origin. Get the graph paper will get divided into four regions: first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. And then how to locate the points. This is very, very important for you. You need to understand how to locate the points on the graph paper. As we started this today, before the start of the lecture, I told you that if you want to master this particular topic, understand for further upper standard also 9th and 10th, you need to develop your complete strength in this basic. You should not stop anywhere. How to prepare the graph paper, how to locate the points, how to understand the location of the point. That is very, very important for you. Understand? So, dear student, today's lecture, our target was to make you understand what is actually graph paper, how to prepare the graph paper. Whenever you are told prepare graph paper, what you have to do? Two axes, and you have to represent all coordinate: positive x coordinate, negative x coordinate, positive y coordinate, negative coordinate. This is what is called preparing the graph paper. Understood? So, dear student, one more thing. Today, you just understood the basics of graph paper. When we meet in our next lecture, you should have at least three graph paper prepared. Prepared means x-axis written, y-axis drawn, all coordinates represented on the graph paper. At least keep three graph paper ready before we attend the next lecture in this particular chapter. Okay, dear student, concentrate, make your basic and fundas clear in this particular chapter, and the day when you attend this lecture, if you have a little mess up or minute doubts in your mind, you need to ring me immediately, because these are actually the basics of coordinate geometry which you need to concentrate. Okay, thank you very much.